Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ
Chennai Rendu Tiruchirappalli Hyderabad Bhattacharjya Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Hello and welcome. This is Cricbuzz Live. Why am I so happy? Because today I have two people in 3D. Yesterday I had one person in 3D and one person in 2D. But today I have two people in 3D, which means I've got 6D here, including me. It's 9D. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But then I never do. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Joy Bhattacharya and Simon Doull. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. 1D.
1D.
Doull.
One Doull. So that means you're 1D in 3D. So you're 4D then.
4D. Okay.
All right. And you?
I'm 3D.
You're 3D?
3D is good.
7D, I'm 3D, that's 10D.
You've taken me back to my mathematics degree with 4D.
If this is what you studied in your mathematics degree, then your degree is fake. You have a problem.
It is an entire degree.
Okay. We might have to administer third degree on him to figure out if he actually went.
I have 2 degrees. Hold on. I have 2 degrees.
You have 2 degrees
Ah,
of separation.
Separation. No?
that too.
What
Kevin
are your 2
Bacon, the
degrees?
Bacon number.
Tell us. What are your
Mathematics and computer science, masters.
Wow.
Okay.
There were computers back then when you were...
Stop it.
Stop it. I'm just asking.
Don't upset him. Look, 2 minutes, 1 minute and 14 seconds into the
It's
show.
all it took me.
And you're upsetting him.
I don't deserve people in 3D. Now you know why Sean Pollock stays in Durban and zooms it in. All right. Well, we've got the reason why I'm just trying to like make everybody a little relaxed right now because this is a very tense weekend. It's very stressful. No matter whose fan you are, it's a very stressful weekend. Especially if you're a fan of Chennai, Lucknow, Bangalore, Mumbai, even Rajasthan. Rajasthan, yeah, for them
even
as well.
Rajasthan, yeah.
It's so half the fan base, and if you include Chennai and Mumbai, then that's 90% of the fan base. RCB equals. So 125% of the fan base is really stressed this weekend, Joy.
Absolutely. And clearly you didn't do a degree in mathematics.
Of course I did.
But, yeah.
Do you want to join my classes?
No.
Let me. You got a fake degree. Why can't I give some out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let me. So yeah, 125% of the fan base. Everybody's really stressed. Today, you have Chennai, who's playing the first game. Chennai is playing against Delhi. Chennai can win this, and we see the points table, and then we'll hand over to Joy, because Chennai wins today. They just go, guaranteed 1-2 finish, done and dusted, go home, relax till, well, Tuesday.
Yeah. So Chennai's point is that Chennai is in a situation where they have to win, but they know that the difference between them and Lucknow is not very much in terms of run rate. It's 0.08.
Yeah, but 0.08 is
It's about 17, 18 runs. So it's 17.
Yeah, but if they win today as well, that gets
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Lucknow's win has to be even bigger then.
So Lucknow's win has to be bigger, and Lucknow's playing the second game.
Yeah, so they'll know.
Yeah, so basically that's what they've got to make sure that can they, if Lucknow lose, it doesn't matter. If they win and Lucknow lose, they're in second place. I mean, they're top
Chennai's,
2.
yes. Yeah.
But if they win and Lucknow wins, then it'll come down to run rate. For a top 2 spot. They'll go
Yeah.
through anyway, but it'll be for a
Correct.
top
But for the first thing, Chennai has to win today. Because if they don't win, what people don't know, and at this point in time, Chennai fans are going to either cry or break their screens.
because they can theoretically not qualify.
Yeah, if Chennai doesn't win today, Lucknow wins.
Yeah.
We bring up the points table again.
Yeah.
Bring up the points table. I understand numbers, not words. Points table.
I like it.
Yeah. So now, if Chennai doesn't win today, Lucknow wins against KKR, they go to 17.
Yeah.
Bangalore wins, they go to 16. Mumbai wins, they go to 16.
Yeah.
Because the unique thing of this last weekend is there are no points getting cancelled in the top 5-6. Right? Everybody at the top of the table is playing people at the bottom of the table. You'd almost think that it can't be this perfect, but it just is.
It's crazy. Look, I mean, as you said, Chennai, first and foremost, just win. Just
Yeah.
win. They don't mind. I mean, the bottom line is they've got whatever game they play, whether it be the first and second game or the third and fourth game, they're playing at home. So they're every chance of doing well.
Yeah.
And you know, it's slight home advantage to them in that first of the qualifiers or the eliminator. It doesn't really matter to them. But I mean, it's nicer to have 2 bites and finish 1 or 2. But you know, there's still a chance if they lose, but they won't want to leave that up to others. It's the one thing, you know, winning the toss, batting first is a key. and try in an afternoon game, I think. So they won't want to let any advantage they can possibly get go.
It is a team that, I mean, we always talk about you win and keep destiny in your hands, you know. Don't wish for other results to go your way, etc. And Chennai really is the team that always does that, right? So for them also, it must be quite, I mean, if they lose, it'll be a really weird position for them to hope that, oh, this guy beats that guy.
They've always had other people in that position waiting for their result.
Yeah.
You know, in 2010 famously. So they have been in that position where they're controlling other people's destiny.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that it's not the first time. Only if they lose will that happen.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be in that position.
But I'll tell you something. Delhi is playing in that rainbow kit of theirs, right?
Okay.
So they are the kit. And they've never lost in that.
But they played one match in that, right?
But they haven't lost. It is true what I'm saying. One out of one is also 100%.
Yeah, you remind me of a friend of mine who went and said, you know, in a regatta, she won a bronze medal.
Yeah.
There were 3 people. Of course you'll win a bronze medal.
It's true though. What is wrong? Tell me the falsehood in that statement. But Chennai has won the toss, and as Dooley said, they have chosen to bat first because there's some flaky. What did you say? There's some flaky people around the pitch.
Yeah, two flaky people on the. The two
tracks.
people on the pitch. Sorry, Kevin Peterson.
We'll go again.
And Aaron Finch.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, they said there was some flaky
Naughty.
areas on the pitch that they were worried about. And they thought in a day game it might just break up a little bit more and start to assist the spinners later on. No such thing as dew in the day game. So I'm a big fan. Well, and when it's hot, just send 2 out to get burnt, not 11.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You know?
That's true.
Just send 2 out to get
2 out to get burnt as opposed to the other team where all 11 are getting burnt. And if your 2 can make them burn even more,
Correct.
by the time they come out, and I'll tell you how brutally hot it is, right? And you think that, they're elite athletes, they shouldn't complain. 2 nights ago when you saw Klaassen reached 90, I felt like he was liquefied.
Yeah.
Right? They had to get him out in a bucket. He was standing and just dripping like that. Couldn't stand up straight. That's how brutally hot it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been in at least 3 or 4 afternoon games and in a dugout at the Firozshah Kotla, and it is brutal. Yeah. It is brutal. The other thing is that Firozshah Kotla is a harder ground.
Yeah.
So, you know, diving and all is also difficult. You get injured much more. So you'll see a lot more scrapes at the Firozshah Kotla because it just is, the soil is like that. And it is really difficult conditions to play in.
Well, I'll tell you, it's Delhi, right? Even the best come out bruised, battered and burnt. Well, the team from Delhi has been bruised, battered and burnt this season. And that's why I've asked Joy and Simon to give them a report card. I have only written one line above it, which is that they apply themselves really well. Application. Because that's the only thing I got in my report card. That's the only thing I know.
Application.
Never results, but I always got application. He applies himself very well. They have applied themselves. The difference between them and Hyderabad, who are at the bottom of the table, I feel is that Delhi have actually had a couple of comprehensive wins, right? So they've looked convincing when they've looked convincing, right? And some days they've just like not checked in. But you would definitely say, even though they're there and thereabout on points with Hyderabad, they perhaps have performed a little better than being bottom of the table.
Well, I had Delhi in my top 4. I thought they looked like a very good side. I know some of the guys here had Hyderabad in their top 4, who at the auction thought that they'd had a very good side. So we've got one of those things wrong, I think, between a lot of us.
Yeah.
A lot of us had either Delhi or Sunrisers in that top 4. Look, start from the batting point of view, I guess. I don't know what sort of mark we're giving them. Joy... David Warner's had a decent season. Decent, I'd say only. Rousseau's come good at the back end. And apart from that, the all-rounder of Akshay. Akshay's been their player of the season by a stretch.
That's it.
But, I mean, outside of that, they've had nothing from their batting. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be below 5, doesn't it?
I would say 4.5 or 4 if you went...
I'm thinking 4 for their
basic pass mark. Because there's the one odd innings here and there. Phil Salt does it. Mitchell Marsh did, I think, one innings as well somewhere. So So
lack of consistency, I think, has been the key for me, Joy. Would that be fair?
Yeah, and not only that. Again, we'll come to that because we'll also discuss team management. Because you never felt people are fixed in their positions. Once they started moving them around, and I think only now have they finally come to a formula in which they had to again abandon because they didn't have any bowling after that.
Yeah, because Mitchell Marsh fell ill actually in the previous game. He was unwell, so he didn't play. So that formula of top 4 international batters, that had to perforce change, and then Nokia comes in and he bowls well. How do you leave him out?
Exactly.
Right?
How do you leave him
so it's been tricky. So that's their batting mark. Let's come to bowling.
You can start with the bowling.
Again, I'm again 6 maybe, because I think the spinners bowled decently, but they never had totals to bowl to. And again, their fast men, Khalil again bowled say very well the last match. Again, I mean, we will come to it when we talk about team management, because I feel that their bowling was better than it looked. It's just that they never gave themselves totals and chances.
And the guy we just talked about, Norkia, had some cracking games. Akshar was, again, brilliant with the ball, I think, throughout the tournament. So I think bowling overperformed the batting, or outperformed the batting. So I've got no problem with giving the bowling a 6 out of 10. Just a little pass mark from a bowling point of view.
Okay, wait a second. 4 is a pass mark also. Because if it's not, then my entire academic career is a lie. Very worried here. All right, management. Let's come to management.
Oh, geez, I want to give them a 2. I just think there's been, I don't know.
Exactly.
Crossing swords.
How many of them do we give the marks to? Is that what you
who gets a 2? And if they all get a 2, that probably adds up to 20, because there must be at least 10 of them.
There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of. I just think there's too many mixed messages. That's kind of how I've seen it a little bit.
I totally agree. And I feel a lot of their problems have been from the fact that too many mixed messages, and they took something and then they went away from it. So they started off with this whole situation. If you remember, what was their start about? Their start was about their captain who's not being able to play this year. And it was all about rallying around him. And then some point in time that got abandoned, the results didn't go their way, and then they went into this total tailspin. But again, for example, who is the bowling coach? Is it Ajit Agarkar? Is it, I think...
James Hopes.
James Hopes?
Yep.
Who is it? Who's the batting coach?
I mean, and you've got Ricky Ponting, Saurav Ganguly, Shane Watson, and Praveen Amre. So, you know, head coach, I'm not sure Saurav's...
Director of
cricket. You know, Shane Watson, who was an IPL, well, a great IPL player, I think. Praveen Amre, terrific coach. So, I mean, why do you need batting coaches if you've got Saurav and Ricky there? I don't kind of get that as well. So I think that's got to be thinned out a bit for my liking.
I think what we saw as well is that because they played so many players, right? So that means that there has been a mishmash of thought. You haven't decided
So
on
I think what has happened is, if you know that it's a team sharing, like GMR does a lot of it, JSW does a lot of it. What happens is when staff changes from one to the other, you want to give continuity to the staff.
Yeah.
So the old staff also stay, but new staff is also added, because you know, every franchise owner will want their own type of style.
There are people inside as well, and their people having their say.
So I think that could be a situation, that could be a reason why you have duplication in many places, which is not something. And I'm saying all these are good people. All of these are very good people. It's just that they're in a situation where nobody knows who to listen to. And sometimes what happens is nobody does anything because you're scared of stepping on somebody else's feet. So you're going to say, okay, I can... No, wait.
There needs to be a coming together after this tournament, and they need to figure out how many people they actually need, who are the best people to do that, whether it's one from your side. Okay, you get to pick the batting coach. We get to pick the bowling coach. Yeah, whether they go down that road or not, I don't know, but that's sort of... They've got to thin that structure out a little bit. So, I don't know, Joy, do we be generous and give them a 3?
3.
Okay, generous.
He's a generous man.
Yeah. Okay. Very generous. And the last one is, of course, captaincy. He was not meant to be captain, it was David Warner. Rishabh Pant is, of course, the captain of Delhi. He not playing this season. I think they must have gone around the block a little bit because Akshar Patel was the vice captain. He wanted to give it to him. David Warner, very accomplished captain, one of 3 foreigners to have lifted this IPL trophy. So, yeah, he's got the chops, he's got the credentials, and it was given to him. I think, Joy, something, when somebody is not expecting it for like 10 months of the year and suddenly like 4 weeks before the tournament, it's thrust upon you. You want it. Nobody says no to it. But I think you probably need a bit of a run-up as well to kind of plan it in your mind.
Yeah, look, I think one run-up in your mind. Secondly, he knows he's a captain for a year. If next year Rishabh Pant comes back, what happens? You remember what happened with Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah.
Shreyas was the captain, did pretty decently for them. But then when Rishabh came back,
No, but when Shreyas got injured, Rishabh became captain. When Shreyas came back, they just didn't make Shreyas the captain. They just carried on with Rishabh.
So then, that's the point. Though all those messages are mixed, we're in a mixed situation. So I don't know exactly where they are.
Yeah.
Look, I think a reasonable season with the bat. I just don't think he was aggressive enough in the start of the tournament, but he was in a very underperforming side. So I'm prepared to give Warner around about a 5.
Exactly.
5? Handful for Davey. Yeah.
All right. There you go. That's a clap for the report card to come. See what I'm doing. Yeah, there you go. Oh, somebody filled it up pretty quick. So 4, 6, 3, and 5. That's 8. That's 18 out of 40. So that's a pass mark, isn't it? 18 out of 40.
Carry on.
Yeah, isn't it? So I used to get 18 out of 40. 18 out of 40 would be a good day for me in school.
45%.
45%. Good math. Quick. Well done. Let's have a look at the teams. Now, this, of course, is Delhi's last game today, which is why the two professores were giving them the marks. You, of course, as students, can choose to tear out the report card. Or you can choose to give it a signature, your parent's signature, fake it. Or you can choose to look at it, analyze it, and learn from it. Sorry, not the last one. Let's see what the teams have done. Bring up the teams. Bring up Chennai.
Oh,
okay, Chennai.
So many changes.
Yeah, geez, I'm shocked. Just again and again. Well, there you go. Obviously, any changes for Chennai? No changes for Chennai.
This is a batting 11, certainly.
Yeah, they're batting first. So, Conway Gaikwad, Rahane Dubey, Raidu, Moeen Ali, Ravindra Jadeja, MS Dhoni, Deepak Chahar, Tushar Deshpande, and Mahesh Deekshana. They're batting up till 9, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And they're going to get, so there's 3.
So
Pathirana comes in, as usual.
Raidu goes out.
This is their formula. They always do this. Let's just look at that batting for a second, because they've obviously got a lot of runs from Conway. But Rituraj, after starting, and I remember when the tournament started, we said, oh, who's the India guys you want to look out for the future? Rituraj's name was up there. Shubman Gill's name was up there. Prithvi Shaw's name was up there. Right? Prithvi has, of course, completely fallen away. Rituraj has also fallen away. Jaiswal has kind of come up ahead in that race, right? But there you go. He's better than this.
He is better than this. In his last 10 innings, no 50. I think that's one of the keys to it. Average down at 30. Strike rate's decent, opening the batting. You want that to be just a touch higher, I would imagine, but he just hasn't quite kicked on.
Yeah.
20s, 30s, and I think that's been part of it.
And this is very unlike Rituraj.
Yeah.
If you see Rituraj's early career, 19, 20 when he came, 3 ducks, when he got going, he'd get big runs.
Yeah.
He'd get centuries, he'd get 80s, 90s. Somehow this time he's just falling. It could be statistically, just could be one of those things. But normally Rituraj is a guy who's, once he's set, he'll give you that 78.
He's part of that Kabhi Shatak, Kabhi Batak club, right?
Yeah.
100 or duck, 100 or duck. There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few there. He's done that. He's also been getting out a lot to spin. We were looking at his previous dismissals.
And again, I'll go back to playing at home again. First time really playing a season back at home in Chepauk, where it turns, where it's slower, it's lower, it's not as easy to hit through the line of the ball. Devon Conway, after that 90, was absolutely cooked. He told me after the game he thought about retiring. Yeah. That's how hard it is there in the heat. And they've played afternoon games as well. I'm not sure. I think this is their 3rd afternoon game.
Yeah, they've had a lot of afternoon games. Yeah.
So that's tough. And playing on turning conditions, I think Rituraj just loves the ball coming onto the bat. When I see him with the ball coming onto the bat, he's a better player. So it's a learning season for him, even though it's his 4th season or 3.5 seasons.
Yeah. Do you think they'll throw up Akshar Patel against him? Because the ball turning away from him gets a little tricky.
I expect Akshar Patel to bowl in the first 6. I have a feeling they'll bowl Akshar in the first 6. Just because, also, if they're talking about this pitch having so many cracks and all that, I'd be interested. Delhi will definitely play the extra spinner as well. Whether it's a Lalit Yadav or somebody, they'll definitely play somebody like that.
Yeah, there's also just a quick look at their middle order, because we've been talking, it's about how a narrative gets set, right? So we saw their middle order doing so well in the first half of the tournament. Dubey getting runs, Rahane getting runs, right? And now suddenly you realize that, wait, they've been a little dry for a while. Yeah, Dooley? Just a little dry.
Absolutely. I mean, Dubey's been the standout this season from that point of view. Rahane was brilliant for the first half.
Yeah.
He too just hasn't had the opportunities and has tapered off a bit. Jadeja, what you want from Jadeja is a strike rate about a 140, 150, really. Yeah. If he's only going to bat get 133 runs at 127, so he's faced, just over 100 balls in the season so far. You want that strike rate to be a lot higher. Moeen has been poor with the bat, has a one half meaningful contribution with the bat, so that's been a struggle for them. But this is the time they might need them. It might be the odd game now, this one, or a playoff game where they might need them, and that's going to be the key to... the one thing that Chennai do so well and so often is someone stands up.
Yeah, but you see that. We keep talking about Gujarat doing that the previous season and this season. Chennai are the masters of that game. All right, let's have a look at the Delhi team and see who they're taking in. Ishant has had a niggle, so he's not there. Still no There's still no Mitchell Marsh, so he's unwell. But hello, what do you see? No Prithvi Shaw. Maybe he'll come in because he'll be an impact sub, so he'll come in.
Yeah.
But there's Yash Dhul, Phil Salt, Riley Russo, Aman Khan, Akshar Patel. Like, let's look at their bowlers. So they've got Chetan Sakaria in.
They've taken Lalit Yadav.
Yeah.
That's what they've done.
They've got Lalit Yadav there, so they've got a long batting as well because Lalit, of course, bats. So Lalit
So
Yadav.
left arm seamers, Norkia, right arm seamer, and then 3 spinners. Sorry, and 4 seamers with Kuldeep, isn't it? And then Akshar and Lalit.
No, Kuldeep, the spinner.
Yeah.
Kuldeep the spinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kuldeep Akshar,
Not Kuldeep, the Rajasthan quick bowler.
Kuldeep Sen. Yeah.
Three, 3 seamers, 3 spinners.
Yeah, so
Yes,
3 seamers
sorry.
and 3 spinners here for them. No surprise, right, with this Delhi
No,
service?
with conditions like this, and again, I'm just looking at how many left-handers does Chennai have. So
They've got a few. They've got
A lot.
Conway,
Dubey, Moeen,
Jadeja.
and Jadoo.
So which
got
is why
4 in the top
Lalit
7.
Yadav becomes very important.
Yeah,
to them.
4 in the top 7.
Lalit will take the ball away from
And Kuldeep can take it away from them as well. So that becomes quite crucial too.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though because you have 2 of India's premier all-rounders, spin bowling all-rounders who are facing off against each other. There's Ravindra Jadeja and there's Akshar Patel. Now with them, it's crazy. Jadeja is about, 3 years older? 3 or 4 years older, I guess.
Yeah.
And Akshar's always been kind of the heir apparent.
Yeah.
Not the heir apparent. Nobody can be Jadeja's heir apparent. But his heir apparent.
Jani Dushman. Sorry.
To do that, like in the test, and you saw what he did, Border Gavaskar as well.
Yeah.
Akshar is he's done something to his game in the last couple of years, right? He's really leveled up.
Yeah, both ways. Even the test matches when he started playing so recently, I think his test record is almost Harry Brooksian in terms of the number of wickets that he got in the tests he played. And his batting has gone up several notches. You have to say that Akshar Patel was a useful late order batsman.
Yeah.
But that batting now you look at,
It's in T20s, of course.
Yeah, that is something. 150 strike rate, 660 runs. He really gives it a good whack now. And I think he's a completely different player now. As a batsman, he's gone up by leaps and bounds.
I mean, he's proper outperformed. We call him Sir Jadeja. He's he's high. He's like Duke Patel.
That's the strike rate I'm talking about. When you're only facing that many deliveries, that's the strike rate I'm talking about, Akshar's strike rate. And from a bowling point of view, there's nothing in it. 0.2 in the run rate. So that's very good.
But the wickets.
Yeah.
More wickets here. Right?
Actually, the only thing I'll tell you is that I have just one defense of Jadeja. I mean, because these numbers tell you that at this point in time, Akshar Patel is outperforming him. Jadeja plays for a team where, because of the way they play, individual accomplishments are not that
He's
much.
required a lot less, isn't he?
So he'll be tossed the ball sometimes. Sometimes he'll be told, you sit down, you're going to bat at 7. Somebody else is going to go ahead. Sometimes he'll be told. So it's that kind of team.
Yeah.
They play in a team concept and they never look at numbers as long as people are doing their job.
Yeah, we're not saying that Akshar's better than Jadeja. What we are pointing out is that people talk about Jadeja all the time. Akshar's been just as good.
Yeah.
He's been just as good, I think.
He's leveled up.
To have 2 absolute guns, they're both very good in the field. I mean, Akshar's probably slightly behind because Jadoo set such high standards, but Akshar's a very good fielder as well.
Yeah. I think just lucky to guess have both of them. And they're both such characters as well, which is what makes them so interesting. Of course, Riley Russo, let's talk about him for Delhi. They will be chasing today, but let's talk about Riley Russo because he came in with great form and then they put him, and again, Delhi did the same thing, right? They got him, then they got Rovman, then Mitchell came, and then Mitchell went away for his wedding. Then it's just been up and down. But now he's grabbed the opportunity. He was brilliant in that last game up in Dharamshala.
He was. Look, and I've seen the best of Riley Russo. I talked about it in commentary. I talked about how he's lit up every tournament around the world, except for this one. And that's the problem. The only thing I'll say, and the highest score prior to that 82 not out the other day, and he was a little bit in and out, I know that, 35 prior to that. Now, that 82 not out is in a game that doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
And that's the only caveat I'll throw on that. I think he's a terrific player. I really do, and I've enjoyed watching him. But this tournament has had the wood on him time and time again because it's the best tournament. It is pressure. There's bigger money here. All of those things come into play. The other day, there was no pressure. Because the tournament's done for them. Yeah. And he reels off an innings that we've been waiting to see from Riley Russo every time he's come to this tournament. So that's the only caveat I'll throw on that one because I like him. I think he's a terrific talent. But he just hasn't done it for me. And that doesn't change my mind because it's not a game that they had to win.
Fair. All right. Retainable though, you think that Delhi will keep him?
Definitely retainable. He's a good player. There's no doubt about that. And maybe this will unlock him.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was an inconsequence. Sometimes it just happens. Pressure goes off. You whack it. Suddenly you say, okay, I belong here. So maybe this may unlock him. But this innings was in a situation where he didn't have to worry. They've taken their team photograph already. They're all set.
Taken their team photograph. They've got their boarding passes in their hands. Right?
Yeah.
They've already packed their bags.
No, I'm seriously telling you. Just think about that. And travel details have happened.
Yeah.
Everyone's booked, where they're going, what time they're flying.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
Yeah, but I'd retain him. I would. I think. What did they pay for him? I don't know what they paid for him. But I don't think he was
4 or some such.
I think he was really expensive, sort of middle of the road international player. But
Yeah.
as
Check
I
it.
say,
Check it.
I just think we'll just hold fire on it.
Yeah.
I'd keep him. 4.6.
Not bad. 4.6, huh?
Yeah.
Decent money. Decent money.
It's not like I signed his check, but somehow. But about that much. So you'd figure that, you get retained. But then, this is the Delhi team. The people they have not retained down the years. It's an all-star 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an all-star, proper all-star 11. But this Chennai team, can they get this done? They, of course, have won the toss and they're batting today. What does this mean for them? In case you've just tuned in, we'll show you the points table one last time. They're at 15 points. They are a smidge ahead on the net run rate from Lucknow. So they'll want to win today, but they won't want one of those deep last ball thrillers that Chennai loves dealing in, right? They will want to get it done an over or two before, or they're batting first. So get to a score where they can win by a reasonable margin.
If they win by 10, 15 runs, immediately that margin then for Lucknow has to win by 32, 33 runs.
Yeah.
So it just makes it more difficult. And what they'll depend on is if you do that, if you make it even 30 runs, if they're looking at it, Lucknow they'll first say we want to win and qualify, but they'll be in a bit of a bind saying, should we go for that extra 30 runs and try and...
Yeah.
You just put pressure on the other team, basically.
Well, that's exactly what you're trying to do. You just do your job. First and foremost, your job is to get runs on the board and try and defend them. What will be after that is up to Lucknow. If Lucknow put themselves in a position, and we'll talk more about that later on tonight, if they put themselves in a position where, and their best option would be to bat second.
Yeah.
Because then you know what then you know
exactly.
If we chase it in 17, whatever it is, if we chase it in 18, we're a chance to go above. So they know the exact number of overs and balls that they will need to do the job later. So Lucknow's job will be to bat second.
Yeah, why all this fuss over the top two? Because you give yourself one more chance to play the final. And also, empirical evidence all points to the fact that it is the teams from finishing 1 and 2 on the table that win, pick up the trophy. The only aberration has been David Warner's SRH in 2016.
Yeah.
They finished, 4? Was it? 3 or 4. They basically played the second.
I think
Second
third.
game.
Has anyone from fourth ever won it?
No.
I don't think anyone from fourth has ever won
So basically from 3 and 4, this is the only team that's won it. So whatever they finished is the record.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just is. Why are you playing?
He's adding it all up. So 1 and 2 play, and the winner goes straight through the final. That's the key. You get that passage straight through the final in Ahmedabad. So you play that first game in Chennai, and then you go and put your feet up and train.
Yeah.
And just you've earned the right to have a few extra days off to maybe put your feet up. And for a team like Chennai, again, with a few players that have got niggles or slightly old or whatever, any team that's got some niggles, they love that first game just to give those guys an extra 3 or 4 days rest.
Yeah.
That goes straight through. The hardest one to play is that one after you've lost the first one, I think.
Yeah,
true. You play the winner of the third and fourth game in the second eliminator. That's the hardest one to play because you're coming off a loss. Even though you've given yourself a second chance, you're coming off a loss and you just feel, a little bit down perhaps.
Yeah, and the other team's coming off a win.
Yeah, the other team are coming off a win.
Bumped up.
And they're backing up 2 days later.
Yeah.
And if you win, you play that same team again.
That same team again that you played
That you just
on
lost to.
qualifier 1. Yeah, so it's a lot, I tell you, but I love this. It's just written Gujarat. It's just there waiting.
Yeah.
They've been waiting there for the last 4 days, right? Who's going to play us? But that's it. It's come down to the final 4 games. And there's 3 slots still up for grabs. This has definitely been the closest edition of the tournament. And we say this every weekend as the years go by. This has been the closest. So if you can just cut this line and just keep it for next year, save me some trouble. Also, of course, the teams that finish 1 and 2, they give people a chance to use that phrase, which I've never understood, is that they get 2 bites of the cherry. I've heard this so many times. Who's taking 2 bites to eat a cherry? You have to reevaluate your life if you're taking 2 bites to eat a cherry. That's how you eat a cherry. All right. As easy as eating a cherry in 1 bite is the joy factor question, not. Go ahead and ask.
Okay. This is dedicated to like Kuldeep Yadav kind of bowlers. Okay, which cricketer
You
who's
can
won-
just say left arm leg spinner.
No, yeah, whatever.
Left arm
Which
wrist
cricketer
spinner.
whose only first class 100 was against Bihar and took 47 wickets in his first class career was a recipient of the Arjuna Award. The Arjuna Award is India's highest sporting award.
Yep.
So this guy got 1 first class 100, took 47 wickets and still won an Arjuna Award. Who is he?
Sorry, I don't listen to the question anymore because I don't get it. So I was just singing a Salman Khan song. Send in your answer, #Cricbuzz Live if you can. You're right, Joy.
No, I just
start bringing it.
I'm just saying, I just enjoy watching you from here instead of just on a screen. It gives me so much pleasure to just sit here and watch you.
And that's the only way you get pleasure if you sit here and watch me. If you're watching me on screen, you're like, eh. So yeah, from me and my dedicated audience of 2, another 2 that, Urjao, get up. Yeah, my dedicated audience of 2.5, it's bye-bye for now. We, of course, will see you. Oh, we got one thing left.
Go for it.
Come on.
Okay.
The game of games.
Flaky. Kevin's flaky. So I'm going to go with 167.
167.
Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere there as well. 156.
Oh, come.
Yeah, I'm going lower.
No, I was gonna go-
156. This pitch is like a lacha paratha. It's flaky.
Don't say lacha paratha, yeah. Okay, I'm saying 182. I think it's going to be a pulka. I think it's going to... So I'm saying 182.
Okay.
Come on. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. We're going to see you at the Cricbuzz Combox. That's at the end of 10 overs. So do join us then. We, of course, will do a little stock check of how Chennai's batting is going. Right now, it's time for us to go. We have to look at Joy's degree, if he will produce it. If you produce your degree, we'll have a look at it and see whether it's a real mathematics.
It's not the tradition in our country to produce degrees. I just want you to know.
Good answer. Good answer. Thank you for watching Cricbuzz Live. Before we get thrown out of here and the country, goodbye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction,
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें